Hi everybody, Liz Kahn here with Unique Behavioral Wellness. Always here with my friend, Dr. James Jernigan of Cornerstone Chiropractic. Today we've got a really great topic to talk about, something that I think a lot of us are always in search of and have a really difficult time attaining. And
it's one thing that is like extreme, there's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it. Should we tell them what it is?
But yes, but I set it up like really like, it is a lot, and you have to dive into it, and it's worth the work. And once you have the work, though, it makes the rest of your life so much easier. The decisions that you make so much easier. The yeses are a lot stronger than no's. Your no's are a lot stronger, and you're not in that wishy-washy state. And so to say what it is it's clarity.
We're talking about clarity here.
We're always about awareness and like understanding the world around you and your role in like your world. Like are you doing what you love? All of this, right?
Right.
But
what's your why?
Yeah,
right.
and so all of those are extremely important. The moment that you really get clarity in your life of where you're going, or the clarity in your life with your family and your relationships, it's gonna make your whole life a whole lot easier and more rewarding.
Now, any of you who know me know that as soon as we started talking about this, I was like, wait a minute here.
I know, which is always like, this is what happened. If you really want to know, Liz and James, we say about 2 minutes before the video, what video are we going to do? And I get, because I'm passionate about something in the day because of like the books that I'm learning or reading, like all of it, or a conversation with our clients. We have something that we're passionate about. And a lot of times I come up and like, let's do our video on clarity today. And then like,
what are the action steps for clarity? I mean, come on.
Okay,
like,
what are the action steps?
Clarity?
Like, how do you do it?
How does somebody get to
like, dang it, yeah, it's because like I forget, it's like.
And we start to recognize in this moment, like, what's clarity? Like, when I have a question about something, I can get clarity around that. But, I'm still trying to decide what I want to be when I grow up. Whereas we've got Dr. James here, who has clarity in his vision, his big picture. And that's amazing. So my question, how'd you do it?
Yeah. And then I like have to sit back and think about it, and it's like, man, it's a whole lot harder than just get clarity in your life. And
and it's really funny because what did you list? I journaled, I went and I talked to people, I did this, and of course, so it didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. And so a lot of us, we hear these, you got to find clarity, you got to let things go. We've talked about that before. But if we don't know how to get on that path, if we don't know how to be successful on that path, then it's just one of those other elusive things that we just can't access.
Yeah.
But not today. Today we're going to help you get on the path towards clarity with a couple of different things. As you know, we come at things from different aspects, which is great because you get the benefit of the two of us who really like and respect one another, having the conversation about the differences in the approaches we take with respect.
Yeah, I think from like so good. I could have said it better. I think that there's multiple levels, and it depends on what level that you're at right now. Mm-hmm. But I think that if there's a bunch of things in your life and your life is extremely cluttered, a lot of chaos in your life, you find yourself really like lukewarm on your decisions of a yes or a no, or you keep, I always say like the one touch principle. If I can touch something one time, I want to be able to make a decision on it. That's something I'm growing in. I'm not very good at, but Yet. Yes. And so, but I mean, I went from, touching things 10 times to now only doing it 3 times, to the point of like, now I'm starting to make decisions on things instantly because I have more clarity in my life.
And because you have clarity, you're able to make decisions that are in alignment with that. So
if I know, of good things.
There's a lot of great stuff out there. But if you don't know what you're going for, then you don't know if that great stuff is actually going to propel you forward.
Closer to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Which is ultimately what we need to do.
Right. Yeah. We want to stop wasting time, stop wasting money, stop wasting energy on things that don't work. Doesn't mean they're not good.
Yeah.
It just means that they don't necessarily work for you in the moment. And so we want to talk about how to get to clarity.
Yeah. And so I guess the big thing is I would say a foundational point of this is what do you really want in life? Is it more family time? Is it not necessarily 3 hours with your family? Is it is it more intentional time with your family? Because then you can have more of those experiences, like going skiing with your family. Like what different areas? So what would you say are like some key areas of your life that they should say, like they should gain a little bit more clarity in?
So relationships.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether it's with your spouse, whether it's with your kids, whether, it's with a brother, a sister, a friend. When you're looking at your relationships, you want to have clarity about how satisfied you are within your role in that relationship and how satisfied you are with that other person's role. We've got a lot of things going on. So, like, friends that we've had for our whole lives, but we have to kind of go like this sometimes. Mm-hmm. How's that working for you? Yeah. Right? And it's okay to say, I still love this person. I'm just not going to go to a hockey game with them anymore. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And so when you have clarity around those relationships, you can make better decisions about how you're spending your time with those people. Mm-hmm. So the relationship.
That's huge.
The work element.
Yeah.
If you are going to work every day and dreading it, we want to get some clarity on what's gonna be better for you.
Yeah, because the key to happiness with your job is it doesn't always mean you have to leave your work and you have to go and start a business. Like a lot of times it's just your focus and your intentions and being clear with like what is like, am I going to work to work, or is there a deeper meaning behind the work that I do?
Well, and there's something also to like knowing your role. I think a lot of times, and especially if you're in a startup world where you have a few people wearing a lot of different hats, really understanding what your role is so that you don't end up overextending yourself or stepping on somebody else's toes. I mean, a lot of us really want to just make things better. We want to help, but it might actually be a detriment if we're not careful. So clarity in your role, what you're willing to do. I definitely had a job once. They really wanted me to continually alphabetize their filing system because the guys that were putting the files in didn't care. And I was like, I'm not here to alphabetically file every single day, like reorganize all of these things. It was soul-sucking. So know your role, know what you're willing to do, because if your job requires you to do something that you're not willing to do, it's a problem. Mm-hmm. So we have our relationships, we have our work life. Clarity on yourself is a tough one.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, where a lot of us get hemmed up, right? We have these conversations with ourselves. This is what I want, but I know I shouldn't. And
and there's oh my goodness, I love pointing out bad belief systems, and I love it just gets me excited because there's so many things that we've just bought.
Yeah.
We hook, line, and sinker. We bought from our friends, our family,
my brothers,
the media. Like there's so many things that you just have canned responses.
Yeah.
Whether it's in whatever area it is, and you feel like this unworthiness or guilt, and then you're or there's mixed emotions on it, this is true, but then also my belief system's this, and so
I just think about those pharmaceutical commercials. Isn't it nice to know that there's a pill that can help you want to do laundry? This is actually an ad I saw. Do you not want to do laundry? Try taking this. And nobody wants to do laundry. And if there is a pill that makes you want to do laundry, be wary, because there's got to be some side effects, right?
Yeah.
I've taken this off.
I don't ever. Yeah. So whatever. But yeah, it's there's belief systems that are contradictory to your their reality, and they keep stagnating you. And if you feel like you just push, and then you just come back, it's probably because there's a contradiction in your life too. And so with the clarity in your life and finding out what truly is important, then it's so much easier to make a decision. And so, like she said, like family, your personal relationships with everyone around you, and with yourself, work, there's a ton of different areas. So what we want to do, because this could easily turn into a 50-minute conversation, pick one area. What is one thing that you find that you struggle with the most? It's man, I am just really dreading work on Monday. Then we should probably find some clarity in that to make it so that we can change your focus, so you can change your focus, so that you can see the bigger picture behind it. You can, like you said, you didn't like the filing. It's what are some steps that we can do to get you to be able to do the main things in your job that really make you feel alive? And I think that employers, they would be excited. If somebody came up to me and was like, hey, this is what I'm extremely good at, and this is how I can help you with it. Like that would make me more motivated than it's like, I'll show up on time.
Right.
It's like and also it's like their time with like their experience is going to be a whole lot better too. So clarity.
How do we get to clarity?
Once you find the area that you want to work on, let's say family or work, then I think that we got to find the bigger picture in it. Like what about it do you want more? Is it like, let's say with family.
You went to questions.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, because it's like it starts to, like, if you're say, I want to make more money. It's like, okay. Or it's like, I want to add, like what makes me feel alive? Because money, it's like, sure, whatever. Like, there's never going to be enough if your goal is money. But if your goal is like wanting to add, like, I feel most alive when I'm adding significant value into somebody else's life. Like, if I'm connecting soul to soul with somebody, heart to heart, like, that's what makes me feel most alive. So relationships. So at the practice, like, I'm building relationships with them because I really care about them.
Right. And
so the deeper thing is, like, I'm always going to be feeling alive. Like, I always feel excited because I'm connecting with them. And I found, like, that's what, like, makes me feel.
Right. So Dr. James has found some clarity. He has identified the areas that maybe were unclear before, and now there's clarity. So he knows that he's making the right choices. And you said you did that through journaling, through talking to people about what worked for them. And there are a lot of different processes that people take to find clarity. I love that it was kind of automatic for you to start with those questions. Like, what is going to be that element that can help create a better environment for this, for the relationship, for the work, for the family? Because when you start to ask yourself that questions, what needs to come in? How can I gain clarity around this specific situation? If you continue to ask yourself that question, you're going to start having epiphanies. So I used to call my program Epiphanies on Demand. Because when you ask yourself the right question, those answers they come popping into your mind, clear as a bell. And it's really beautiful because that's a great starting point for clarity. And you can start to unpack it, and I love journaling, the idea that you can take something and say, okay, I'm going to expand it somehow, or I need to funnel it down somehow, and it's right there in front of you. Your brain is going to respond to that in a very different sort of way. I will always go back to the brain if he lets me. I'm looking at the time here. We've got our journaling, we've got our questions. How can I gain clarity in this? Yeah,
I think that's huge. Like, it's like, if you can just, like, I just want you to know how badly I want you guys to grasp, like, this is the biggest, like, if you can just understand this, like, it's so huge, it's going to transform your entire life.
We should recap why, though. I mean, when you have clarity, it's easier to determine what is going to work for you. Because you know where you're going.
Because there's 1,000 good things, and like, good things can get you off track. But when you have an idea, like what you want, then those decisions, even if they're good and they're not not what you need to do to go forward, then it's like, it's an easy, like, that's awesome, but I mean, it's not for me right now.
Well, and for any of you that are business owners out there, I need you to hear this. There are going to be so many people calling you, telling you that their marketing service is the one that's going to get you more clients, get you more patients, get you more success, more money. When you are in alignment with your clarity for your vision, you get to make really good decisions in business. And that is huge. Because I know for myself, I just signed a contract that I'm really excited about. And they didn't call me.
Yeah.
I went in search of the company that was going to do what I needed them to do.
Yeah.
Instead of, and look, when I first started, I absolutely fell victim to some of this.
Oh, seriously?
Absolutely. And all of us do. So being able to say, nah, that's not what I need. You can take your time to the next person and then kind of pray for that next person. But clarity helps.
It's so crucial. So yeah, ask yourself, like what makes you feel alive, like in those moments that you're feeling like, yes, this is like, you get this overwhelming excitement, like, what is that? And start asking people. I think, like, a huge thing is, like, I ask the closest friends around me, like what's the biggest thing that that you enjoy about me, you know? And you start to find out these, because you're going to start finding this theme, you know, this theme that starts to come up, and then you're like, oh, I actually do love that. And then you can start to get more clarity in that area, and you start growing in that area. Do that in any aspect. If you want to learn more about relationships, like, and how you want your relationship, find out first, like, what is the best thing about that relationship? Like, is it when you guys go out and you guys, like, go experience, like, a nice dinner together? Or is it, like there's a ton of different
falling down on the mountain.
Going skiing. Like, is it experiences, or is it, you know, like, what is it? And, and so finding the clarity in that, and finding, once you find the area, start looking at different books, different audios, different YouTube free. There's so much free stuff out there that you can start to invest in that area, and then you're going to start getting even more clarity in it. Because first you found the area, then you started to invest in that area, to grow in that area, put time in that area, and then that's just going to keep moving you down the road closer to where you want to go and what you want to achieve.
If you've got questions about clarity, contact us. We are the nicest people that we've ever met, I think. He's like, I'm really uncomfortable with that.
The most humble statement I've ever heard in my life.
No, we're good. Or we'll probably cut this out. Who knows? But the bottom line is, you're not alone. You are not resourceless. And there are a lot of people who want to help, and will probably make you laugh, because that's just kind of what we do.
We're in your corner, for sure. Okay?
And we're really nice.
Yeah, we're the best people that we know.
I know. All right, guys. We love you. Have a phenomenal weekend. Bye.